The new channel. The new channel. Hashtag TNC Now.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following shows are those of the host, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, hello and welcome to the new channel where our passion transforms a community that sees all things new. I am Master Coach Kendra and I am streaming live from Dallas, Texas, USA, the home of the Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Mavericks, the Dallas Wings, and the Texas Rangers. Oh, happy day and welcome to 1 Million Life Coaches Around the Globe, Season 1, Episode 6, right here on TNC. We all know that today is an exciting day, right? Listen, welcome to the place to be on a Monday and a Tuesday all around the world. You have landed on 1 Million Life Coaches Around the Globe here on the new channel, and it's all about the Generation Z that leads. And those of you know me know that I'm really, really big on emotional intelligence. And emotional intelligence is the ability to accurately acquire data from feelings and to effectively use that data to solve problems. In other words, it's being smarter with your feelings. And one of the emotional intelligence competencies that dropped between 2019 and 2020 is called navigate emotions. It's something that you should go and research. It's the ability to proactively engage with emotions as a source of insight and energy to help us move forward. And people who have lower scores on navigate emotions are more likely to be volatile or turned up, as the Gen Z community will say, because they're so overwhelmed with their feelings. They can't channel their emotions. So Gen Z were the largest generation by 21%. And our Gen Z generation, they were born after 1996, and they grew up with technology, the internet and social media, which sometimes cause them to be stereotyped. We call them tech addicted, like you're always on your freaking phone, right? Antisocial because they're always on their freaking phone. or social justice warriors. We've seen them step up to the plate and really fight for things that matters to them, or being overly emotional and out of tune with their emotional intelligence. So, as a society, we're going to always have something to say to define a generation that we set up by the previous generations. And on today's show, I have some of my favorite Gen Zs and their life coaches. And they're going to help us to understand their generations from their point of view. Are they equipped to lead humanity? Is their crown heavy, just like the other leaders before them, like Generation X or the baby boomers? Heavy is the head that wears the crown of a Gen X leader, a Gen Z. I'm sorry, I'm saying Gen X. It's Gen Z of a Gen Z leader. I do not think the crown discriminates. Regardless of what age you are, everybody have this leadership ability, and I don't think it discriminates. So this season on 1 million life coaches around the globe, which is dedicated to all of the global life coach training and entrepreneur institute certified life coaches who are powerful leaders that lead with love. You get to hear their why that they chose life coaching, regardless of having, limited experiences or extensive backgrounds in professional and academics. You would hear how becoming a certified life coach took their lifestyle and their business to the next level. You will hear their vulnerability of their personal stories. And despite their successes and academic backgrounds and prominent careers, they still felt a gap. And most will tell you that their gaps were closed when they became a certified life coach, because it's all about the inner coach. And that's what we teach here in our institute. Now, our Gen Z coaches are thriving, are finally on a beautiful journey towards fulfillment and a resilient emotional intelligence. So, leaders are my thing, and helping them to take charge of their inner healing so they can lead with love is my game. If everyone depends on leaders to solve problems, who do leaders depend on when they need problem solved? So let's bring them up, baby. Let's bring up our Gen Z leaders. And first up, I'm going to introduce a 19-year-old. Did y'all hear me? A 19-year-old identified as a non binary, going by she, they, he pronouns. She likes writing, reading, and listening to stories. And let me tell you, her writing is exceptional. She likes to explore different medicines of life through stories. With the things she goes through in the stories of other people, she do her best to soak up with love and empathy, teaching her how to live with authenticity. An introvert who knows a thing or two about the world. Bring up Coach Harmone.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello,
Coach
everyone.
Harmone. How
Hello,
are you?
Coach.
It's so
I'm
good to see
okay.
you. It's so good to see you. So thank you for being here. Say hello to everyone that's listening. Just
Hello,
wave at
everyone. To all the listeners of this channel, hey.
them. Did y'all see the wink? She had winked at you. Okay, so sit still and let me bring up some more of our beautiful guests today. Next up, she's from a middle class family from Fort Worth, Texas. She grew up in a two single parent household with one brother and one sister, making her the oldest on her mother's side and the youngest on her father's side. Going to public school, she was a social butterfly. She was a kid who just wanted to fit in until she discovered her journey to figure out who she was and her stamp she wanted to leave on the world. It is my pleasure to introduce Coach Ciara, helping those with codependent traits be at peace with their authentic selves. Come on up, Coach Ciara.
Hi,
Hello, beautiful. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for
Good.
having
Great,
me.
great. Say hello to everyone on the side. They're
Hello.
popping in. Okay, and I'm going to bring up our last guest. Our last guest also 19 years old. She's a 19-year-old Gen Z. She just gonna lay it out for us. She lives in McKinney, Texas. She is an esthetician at a salon beauty academy, and she is striving to be her own boss. You know, she wants to be an entrepreneur and own her own business, and she has a heart of helping others, and it's none other than Coach Tatiana, and we call her Coach Ty.
Hiya.
Hello, hello, hello. Listen, y'all. Okay, so we're all here, and you know that you three are some of my favorite coaches because even though y'all are like what 19, Coach Ciara, how old are you?
19.
19. Okay. You didn't get certified when you were 19. Okay. So let's kind of go around real quick. Coach Ty, how old were you when you got certified as a life coach?
18.
18. Coach Harmone, how old were you?
18.
18. And Coach Ciara, how old were you?
18.
18. Look, listen, freaking amazing. And so I'm going to ask y'all this really, really quick question because I know when people hear, okay, life coaching is about people who have experienced life and how much life could possibly an 18-year-old at that time could have experienced, and that school that has allowed them to come in and become certified life coaches. Can y'all explain what made you want to pursue life coaching? And let's start with Coach Ciara.
So, something that really made me pursue going into school was growing up and kind of coming to the realization that I wanted to break a lot of generational curses. Um, it just, the more I started learning and purchasing like self help books, and watching documentaries, just learning more about my mental health and kind of realizing that mental health was not even said in my household and how important it actually is. And I will say, along all of my other fellow Gen Z, you know, people that are surrounded by like by school and society, people I grew up with, would talk more and more about mental health. And so that's when I would grow up and realize it went from becoming a neurologist into slowly realizing when I heard about life coaching. And that's definitely nail on the head. It was like this connection moment. That was definitely what I wanted to do.
Wow. That is so amazing. What really stood out for me, Coach Ciara, you said I was on my journey of breaking generational curses. Who thinks of that at the age of 18, right? It makes you so special, and you are so special, and I'm so glad that you chose our institute to get certified in, because we've learned so much about you, and we've been on your journey of breaking generational curses there in your home and just in your family. So it's so beautiful to see. So thank you for sharing that. Coach Harmone, you're up next. Like, what inspired you to become a certified life coach at the age of 18?
First of all, I learned about life coaching through Coach Kay Zabala. She was my coach, and we worked together. And I personally saw how she worked, and it worked for me. And maybe like a few months after our collaboration, she offered me this opportunity to attend this 2-day intensive life coaching program. And by God's grace, my parents also agreed with this endeavor. So now I'm here. I like the community, first of all, and that's one of my biggest takeaways.
I love that. Thank you, Coach Harmone. And what I love that you said is I had a coach. Okay. So I am just like really dispelling all of, the myths and the rumors and stuff about this Gen Z population. We had an 18-year-old Gen Z that had a coach, right? Who then she becomes a coach, and which means that something was going on with her that she wanted to move her life forward. She wanted to move to her next level. And her family sought out a coach, which means that coaching helps because Coach Harmone is now with us as a life coach. And so I'm so appreciative of you, Coach Harmone. Thank you so much. And Coach Harmone is in the Philippines. Coach Ciara is in Fort Worth, Texas, and we're getting ready to move over to Coach Ty, who is in McKinney, Texas. And what inspired you, Coach Ty, to become a certified life coach?
So what inspired me to become a certified life coach is multiple things. For one, I want to just start with two of my biggest mentors, which is my mother, Coach Nappy Coach Green, Nia Green, and then Coach LaKendra or Coach K herself. Them two really just inspired me. Coach K started as my step and dance coach, and over time she's just always mentored me and guided me in the right way and just led me in the right direction. And also my mom, just watching her, be a coach herself and educate people, including myself. And then society as a whole, I had friends and people that I was acquainted with that just went through struggles that at the time I just didn't understand. Like, I used to question, like, why would you, and what made you, and things like that. And it just made me, it always made me the mediator between all their situations. And over time, that just grown to make me realize that, I can help people do it. So, yeah, so I took the 2-day intensive, and here I am.
And here you are. Just so amazing. So if you didn't hear her, she said that Nappy Coach Nia is her mom, and we interviewed. She was a part of our first interviewing panel. So it's the influence that not only to her mom, but I had on her. So she was a part of my nonprofit. My first business was a nonprofit, and she was a little bitty thing, y'all, when she got started. But the impact of mentorship and us generation X and our baby boomers still being leaders in our communities and influencing our younger adults that are coming up has really led to this because someone inspired pretty much every person that's on this panel to say there has to be something better for my life. There has to be something where I can go to like deal with my problems as an 18-year-old or as a 19-year-old. So let's kind of move into this next question that I want to ask. What would you say to a parent, right? Because I get these parents who call me all the time and they're calling about their, I would say, ages probably 12 to 19. They're calling about their child ages 12 to 19, and they're like, listen, I need some help. They're unmotivated. All they do is just be on social media. Um, I can't get them to get a job. They're failing in school. You know, I just need help. I don't know what to do. What would you say to those parents? How would you guide the parent into helping their child gain the motivation that they need to get on the right track? Let's start with Coach Ciara.
So it's funny that you actually asked that because lately I've been listening to Kelly Hutchison. She's another life coach. She specializes with parents, and she heals my inner child. And I say that because the things she talks about make so much more sense and a lot more forgiving to my parents for doing what they knew. But something I would definitely say would be to start with themselves, because a lot of times we look outwardly thinking we can control or change this person, example the child, when really we can start with ourselves and we're like, I can react a better way to small inconveniences, or else my child will reiterate how they react to these small inconveniences. And so simply starting with yourself will really cascade into all aspects of your life, especially parenting, because you have this small child who is going to pick up every little thing you see and do. You know, we see our parents as factual, so whatever we do, they mimic. So I think starting with yourselves would be like the core of it all.
I love that. I love that you said we see our parents as factual, right? So, Ciara, when I was growing up, our parents were like, do what I say and not as I do. Generation Z ain't having that. They're like, we need for you to be the example. That's what she just said. We need for you to step up and be the example instead of just keep telling us what you expect for us to do. Walk alongside of us and show us how it should be done. Is that what you're saying, Coach Ciara? Is that like one great way to kind of take a Generation Z by the hands and get them to where they need to go?
Yeah, that
Okay.
is the best way to sum it up.
Okay, awesome. Okay, what about you, Coach Harmone? What would you tell a parent who's struggling with, you know, um, a young adult in their home that just may not be thriving in the home? Like, how would you guide the parent?
First of all, I want to say that I may not be a parent, but I've been parented, so I have the experience of um well, in my family. So what I can say, and I've also been struggling teen until, well, I'm still continuing to struggle, but I have the community. That's one. Have the community which life coaching provided. And I can say for people, for Gen Zs like me, who have isolated themselves, because it's quite common for us to be on our gadgets 24/7. And there's a good reason for that. It's because I feel like we don't feel safe in our homes. And I feel like we need we need more communication between the child and the parent. Well, communication is easy, but this next step I think is the game changer, which is understanding. Because what is communication if you're just throwing words around, but it's just bouncing off the wall and there's no takeaway from it? We need to see each other eye to eye. That's what I advocate for, basically.
Mm, girl, that gave me chills. That really gave me chills because sometimes growing up, the parents feel that they know all things. And so when you tell a parent, like, hey, you need to learn how to see eye to eye with your child so you can respect, it's like a respect thing, right? Because one thing I will say is, when I was growing up, we were just being introduced to technology. We had like the little learning games, and my grandmother worked for Texas Instruments, so we had all those things. So I was a little advanced growing up with technology, and we had like our first computer, but we still did not have the accessibility that you all have for when parents say, oh, like kissing will get you pregnant, right? Because back in the day, that's what parents used to say: if you kiss that boy, girl, you gonna get pregnant, right? Y'all can easily go and Google that. Well, let me see that, and you easily go back and tell mom, you need to read up on that. So the respect in the household is so important now to the Gen Z community. That is what they need, because they have so much information at their fingertips that, in all honesty, if they didn't want to have conversations, they don't have to have them, because they can find information on their own. Do you agree with that, Coach Ramon?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Yeah. So that family dynamic, what she was saying, that communication factor and that respect factor is so important. So parents, y'all need to be listening to this. That's why I brought them on, because a lot of you have some Gen Z kids. How about you, Coach Ty? What would you tell parents? And just think about just some of your own struggles, and how would they try to relate and help their Gen Z kids get to the next level?
Personally, I had a good relationship with my mother, and I feel like that's because naturally we sort of act alike, and her watching me grow up is kind of like her reliving herself grow up, I feel like sometimes. And what I would just tell parents in that sense, for what I bring that up, is just kind of put yourself into your child's shoes, because we are in different generations. Yes, we do grow up with more opportunities and greater expansions of technology and different things, meaning there will be different ideas and different opinions going along, because, just social media as a whole kind of, produces all of that. And I feel like as parents, just put yourself in their shoes. Like, okay, look at the cause and effect. If my child's acting like this, what caused them to act like this? And, just personally feeling like asking yourself, how would I react if I was in their situation? You know what
Mm,
I mean? And then just kind of compare that to telling them, well, if you feel like that reaction is necessary, then guide them into the proper way to react to that. And I think that what comes back on the whole emotional intelligence thing is just thinking about, like, gather your emotions first before you react to their reaction, if that makes sense.
girl, come on through. Look, that was so good. Come through with the emotional parents. What she said is, listen, y'all got to get y'all emotional intelligence together too. I'm talking about y'all's. I said it right. Get y'all's emotional intelligence together too, so you don't have to like bump heads, right? So basically she talked about having compassion. You also have to have compassion and understanding your kids. You have to have empathy and understanding your kids. And once again, it's all about that communication. And the one thing that I really love that you said, Coach Ty, is modeling. If you feel that I was too crunk, like if you felt like I just went from 0 to 100 too fast, then show me the better way to do it. But what we know, because we're all coaches here, right? But what we know is it's hard to show someone to do anything when you lack the skill yourself. And I think that, speaking to Coach Ciara and watching her journey, going through coaching, you are becoming the example in your household at 18. How does that make you feel, that empowerment? How does that make you feel?
Very powerful, but also humbling, because seeing what my grandma has gone through, what my mom has gone through, is like, I don't know how they I don't know how they held so much power and used it in such a unintentional, horrific way, where I realized there was so much power there that I can use it for an intentional,
Mm,
powerful, moving way. So the humbling part is a lot, because I know it takes a lot for me to explain this to a boomer.
did you hear it? To a baby boomer? Okay, I'm not a baby boomer, so so I get her. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's just take a quick pause and we're going to jump over here on these good comments and welcome all of our tribe that is coming in, our listeners and our supporters that's coming in. Coach Tamasha says, "Hey, tribe." She sends us a beautiful green heart. And Nappy Coach Nia is here. She's saying, "Hey, tribe." Coach Adam is here. He's saying, "Hey, tribe." Coach Celia, Gen X watching the Gen Z leaders of today as they lead with love. Amen. Right? It's so amazing. Um, Thank you all for being here. Nappy Coach says, "My baby, I love you, Ty Gamble." Like, don't be embarrassing her today. Like, she is up here being professional today. um, Coach K Sabala says, "Hello, hey, amazing Gen Z coaches." She is the coach for Coach Harmone, and we're just so excited that everyone is here. Oh, we even have Dr. Coach Romel here. He says, "Hello, tribe." Maureen, because she's not a coach, but Maureen says, "I can totally relate." So she's definitely relating. And Coach Z coaches, my hats go off to you. Okay, so let's just do something fun real quick before we go to break. Think of a song. What's one of your songs that put you in, like, you could be feeling down, or maybe you need to re-energize yourself, like to get up and get moving. What is one song that does that for you? And then everyone over here that's in our comments, you know that on our show, we love how you interact, right? Because it keeps us up. It keeps us up in that good algorithm. So make sure you are communicating and participating as well, because we give out free gifts at the end to everyone that's on and participating. So we want you to also tell us your favorite song and what song lights you up and gets you moving, and then really gets you out of that funk that you may be in, right? Or you just need the energy. It's like, oh my gosh, I need the energy to finish that task or that goal for today. What song does that for you, Coach Ty?
Oh. Let's see. I'm gonna just say the first song that comes to the top of my head, and it'll be "Feel It Still" by Portugal or "Won't Let 'Em" by Mo3.
Okay, I like it. What about you, Coach Ciara?
I'd say "I'm Every Woman" by Shaka Khan.
Come on through. Would Shaka Khan be like what generation would she be? Would she be in the boom generation?
I think on top of that, my grandma always, like, now she acts like she's the same, but she goes to Shaka Khan concerts all the time, and she'll just be blasting it, was out in her backseat, and that it's like wholesome, and it definitely just gets me going because it's Shaka Khan. So
I love that. What about you, Coach Harmone?
Nowadays, I need a song that calms me down more than turns me up, because I'm usually overthinking. So I'm gonna bring a song from a cartoon that I loved. And the song is "Here Comes a Thought" by Estelle feat. AJ Michalka from the cartoon Steven Universe.
I love that. Those of you who don't know, we always make a playlist of our favorite songs in certification. So we have like a Spotify playlist for coaches with all of our great music. And when I remember when y'all were getting certified, y'all had different songs. So these are new songs. So this is really, really good. You know what, my Jay-Z, man, if I need to get some stuff done, I'm going to put on a Jay-Z album and I'm going to get stuff done. So that's how I do it. We have Michelle. Hello, Michelle. Thank you for tuning in. She says, "I'm Every Woman. Shaka Khan gets me moving." Look at that. Coach Ronita is now here. She says, "Good evening, tribe." So as our guests are thinking of their songs, guests, think of your songs. We will come back after a break and we will read your songs. So we're getting ready to take a small little break. So ladies, if you want to go get you something to drink and meet us back here, we'll be back right after these messages.
Juan Lu and his puppets face to face with special guests Makata Tawanan, Jess Box, and the Lunaria Marionette Show.
Alam mo, Nicolò, kung wala ako, hindi ka magsasalita. Alam mo, Tito Anlo, kung wala ako, nagsasalita ka nag-isa. Kung wala ako, wala kang masusuot. Kung wala ako, wala kang nakakain.
October 30, Sunday, 7 p.m. at the La Verdad Auditorium in Apalit, Pampanga. Buy your tickets now and see you soon, face to face.
And welcome back. I am Master Coach Kendra, and you're still watching 1 Million Life Coaches Around the Globe. The new channel is an online alternative new media platform of online shows for people on the go. Please watch all of our shows as seen on the screen. Let's just daydream a little bit. Imagine one of these shows, your show. Imagine your own playlist. Imagine your own content. And you do not have to do it alone because TNC got you covered. TNC aims to transform the lives of our viewers through engaging, authentic, and original content. Our channel is a responsible global 24/7 platform that showcases Filipino talent, global influence like myself, cultural intelligence, and ingenuity. Catch 1 Million Life Coaches Around the Globe live every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time as you're winding down from a goal-driven day, and Tuesday mornings in the Philippines at 9:30 as you get ready to slay your daily goals. You can watch live or replay via Facebook or YouTube. Follow us on IG, listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Just search hashtags TNC Now. For sponsorships, please email now@thenewchannel.com or DM us, direct message, and enjoy these life-changing shows because we made them just for you. And welcome back. Hello. Hopefully, y'all are jumping in here and you are enjoying these beautiful talks with our Gen Z community. All three of these coaches were 18 years old when they decided to take on certification for life coaching for their own personal reasons. And now they're 19 and they're out here figuring out how to leave an everlasting footprint in the sand. So their legacy can be written in history. And I love working with them. I love seeing their journey, and they're all are on some beautiful journey. So thank you so much for getting in here. And you're commenting. Make sure you share this out, especially if you know people who have children or young adults that are also Gen Zs, because we're talking about, how do we deal with a Gen Z in a household that possibly have lost their motivation? What is the answer to that as a parent? Maybe it's in our parenting. Maybe it's in something that we lack, that we, just don't speak about because we feel that we don't have to. Well, I'm telling y'all, this Gen Z community, they ain't having it. They are a different breed of generation. However, there are so many different, stereotypes that we have placed on them. And so our guests today are showing you that no, they are emotionally equipped. No, they are getting things together so they can thrive and be successful as citizens, and also to love humanity. And that's what I love about them. So let's bring our guests on back out. Hey, coaches. I just love that I
Hey.
can just say coaches. Hey, y'all. So welcome back. I want to go back over to the comments because, of course, those comments started coming in. Everybody started sharing their songs. And so I'm really, really excited about that. Michelle ended off with like, Shaka is so awesome. So you can tell the age of a lot of us on here, Coach Ciara, because everybody is like, I cannot believe that, she mentioned, such a legend as one of her inspirational songs. I love Here Comes. I love Here Comes a Thought. It's on my playlist. Okay, awesome, awesome. Michelle says I also like Mary J. I'm every woman. They're still talking about that. Like, wow. Coach Jindy says A Million Dreams is on my playlist. Coach K Sabala says my song today is Be Where Your Feet Are by Jason Mraz. Oh my gosh, that's a good. I just like that title all by itself. Dr. Coach Romel says, if I make a song, I will name it Gen Z Coaches. Now listen, Dr. Coach Romel, we don't need you to become an artist now. Just stick with what you're doing. We already know Dr. Coach Romel does all things. Okay, my hubby is on here. He's saying he loves my hat, and he's probably like, when did she buy that? Because I've never seen it. This is how we getting caught doing stuff. So anyway, so we are back, y'all, and we just love that you're here and you're being a part of this talk with our Generation Z life coaches that are leading with love. We're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and talk about our coach crush for today. Do y'all know that I do a coach crush every week? Have y'all seen that? Okay, so you get ready to see it. Let's get into it. Who is the coach crush of the week? Drum rolls, please. And here is my coach crush of the week. It is Coach Maria Diet. And let me tell y'all, she is all about fashion, lifestyle, skincare, and travel. She is a beauty blogger, and she keeps my skin beautiful because I watch her vlogging videos on YouTube. So if you want to know more about Coach Maria and all of the things that she does, you can email her. Like, I have her email address right here. It's Carmen, CARMEN, last name D as in dog, AET @gmail.com. You can go find her on YouTube. Her videos are amazing. So if any of you know Coach Maria, tag her and say, baby, you have made Master Coach LaKendra's Coach of the Week. So let's just cheer it up, y'all. Give her a round of applause out in the comments. I'm just so excited. And so I just want her to keep doing an amazing job. I see you shining and growing in all that you're doing in the community, to lead with love and to just showcase just what life coaching really is. Thank you so much. Okay. So our top viewer is in here. So y'all know what that means. She's going to be bringing all kind of people in the room. We get ready to have a whole new slew of new people in the room. So shout out to Andra Wilson at Harris. She supports us heavily every week. She's here. I'm so happy and excited that you're here. Coach Tamasha says, congrats, Coach Maria. So she's shouting out to our Coach Crush. All the coaches are shouting out to our Coach Crush. They're texting her and all that good stuff. So that's awesome. That's awesome. Let's get back over here to the interview, coaches. What I want to know is, now that you know what you know, like going through that 2-day intensive is very high caliber. You know, I always say that our 2-day life coach certification is like the upper echelon of personal development because we have such a beautiful model that's called I Care heart model that you learned. What was your biggest takeaway from the model that you learned a year ago that is keeping you going right now today? Let's start with Coach Ty.
The biggest takeaway I had from that model is, I don't know, just, I really don't know. Like, I feel like the biggest takeaway I had from the intensive overall was just learning how to lead, even though like I felt like I didn't think of. I knew I was a leader. I don't want to say think of myself as a leader, but it was more so of a thing of how can I guide somebody else when I don't feel guided myself at the time. And it was just more so like coming into, you know, just owning up to myself.
I like that. I like that. So the I Care heart model really helped you define your inner confidence,
Yeah.
right? So do you believe that you can lead?
Yeah, of course.
Like, of course. She's like, what kind of question is that? And that is so beautiful because we all went to war with that, you know, in certification. Like, I mean, you know, I'm just 18 and you know, what if, you know, I get someone that's older than me that want me to coach them, like, am I going to be able to do it? And I'm like, yeah, you know, you have the I Care heart model. You just take them through the model and you know, we hold space as coaches. So you'll be good at it. So I'm so glad that you have found your inner confidence in using that model not only for yourself, but if you have to use it for others, you know how to use it for others. So let's ask Coach Harmone a similar question about the whole experience. You were referred by your coach to come and take the certification because your coach felt that it would just help improve your social emotional being, right? What was your most memorable part of that process for you, Coach Harmone?
For me, definitely, well, the tools which gave me a whole new avenue to explore myself deeply, and it improved my capacity definitely to sit with the most difficult aspects of me, um, because usually they are just elusive and they're even subconscious. So it let me bring them out to the surface, let them resolve on their own with my holding space for myself. It's more on going inward for me. I use that on
Mm.
myself.
Oh, that just warms my heart. You know, when she said it just expanded my capacity, right? Because that's what we need when we have all of these emotions. It's almost like it's a little box and all of these things are happening, and it's like there's nowhere for them to go. But what Coach Hermone did was she just opened up her capacity so they could just lay all of her emotions just kind of laid where they needed to lay. And then, you know, as she got to them to resolve, that's just what she did. She learned how to hold space for herself, which is one of the biggest tools that we teach in life coaching for leaders. So, Coach Ramon, thank you so much for that. Coach Ciara, okay, so I already know that your thought processing is going to be a little bit different because you are a full-time life coach right now, like, which is so amazing for me. So what was your biggest aha moment that gave you the confidence, like, I can do this for a business or as a business?
So I would say something that gave me the confidence, and honestly, I will say the biggest step that made me reach that gap was, for one, the 2-day intensive was so much authenticity with not only you but the other coaches in the Zoom meeting. And it was empowering to be surrounded by people who brought something to the table that I know am eligible to bring myself to the table, and I knew I was going to be enough, because growing up, I never thought I was worthy for anything. But I definitely learned bringing that out and loving that within me in the 2-day intensive, and especially in the care model. But the confidence would really, I have to give this credit to Coach Stace. When I did her program, she definitely helped me, give me the tools to fill that gap between showing that I don't have to be like Coach Kendra. I don't have to be like, Brooke Castillo to really show up as a good coach. I just have to be myself. And it was a lot more simpler than I would overthink and beat myself up into thinking that it had to be so much more than that, when really it's just who I am and what I've overcome and how I can help other people do the same.
I absolutely love that. And congratulations on being full time in your practice. I'm so super duper proud of you. And it's just amazing that even an 18-year-old can come in and learn the eye care heart model and it transformed their lives. When people ask me, Lakendra, what do you sell? I said, well, I sell transformation in a life coaching, format. So all of you, just this quick question: what would you, if your 50-year-old self, like, because you're gonna all live to see 50, right? At least. So if your 50-year-old self could speak to you, what would she say that you have accomplished? Coach Harmone, let's start with you.
What she would say to me at this age now, well, I think I'm doing a pretty good job. Life is only starting for me, and I think she would think that um, I'm equipped enough to I'm equipped enough because I learned all these emotional tools, and this I tackled this emotional intelligence courses for myself, which is, I think, more important than any degree or career that can give me.
Absolutely. I love that. Like, you've done just a great job. I can see your 50-year-old self saying that to you too, Coach Ramon. Those of you over in the audience, if you haven't reached 50, go ahead and write down talk to your future self, and what would your future self even say to you right now? And if you're already 50, just move up to the next age. Just move up to the next, decade, which is 60. If you're already 60, move up to the next decade, that's 70 or 80, and go ahead and speak that life into yourself, because that's what they're doing right now. Coach Ty, what would your 50-year-old queen self say to you right now?
I think she'd tell me to just enjoy life, because like Coach Harmon just said, we are like young. We're just entering into the adulthood. Like, we're all 19. We still have that teen on beside. We haven't officially hit, the grown folk stage, as they call it. You know what I mean? So we're just entering into the life of adulting, and I think my 50-year-old self would just tell me to live life, enjoy. 'Cause sometimes I feel like I am in a rush to get through things and be stabilized and successful. I'm just trying to rush it, and it's like, girl, you're not even legal. So I think she'll just tell me to slow down and enjoy life, and yeah.
I love that. Like, girl, you're not even legal. You can't even go and buy a cigarette, a drink, or anything. But you can't drive. But you can't drive. So that is so beautiful, that you shared that. I really felt that, because you are right, Coach Ty. We feel like we have to rush for everything. And even though our future holds a lot of uncertainty, what we have control of right now is now. And so if you just take now and enjoy now and do as much as you can do, as Coach Ramon says, in your capacity, you're going to enjoy life every day and all day. So thank you for sharing. Coach Ciara, what would your 50-year-old self say to you right now?
I think it's funny that Coach Tai says about rushing, because I think I always find myself now currently speaking to my inner child, and so in a sense, I often think back on when I was a kid and wanted to be grown so bad, and now I'm like, this is not it. You know, being an adult is kind of ghetto, and so now I think I try my best to really ground and appreciate these times because I don't want to be the person who should have thinking shoulda, coulda, woulda, and appreciating my 20-year-old self when I'm 30, or appreciating my 30-year-old self when I'm 40. So really grounding and appreciating the little things is a lot harder than I thought it was. But I definitely am working on it and grounding myself and just really taking in the moment of struggle, because I can easily fall into the victim mindset of why me instead of thinking how can this happen for me. So I would definitely think my 50-year-old self would say, just show yourself some more grace and compassion because that's all you can
Mm.
do.
Yeah, that's a word for all of us, Coach Sierra. Just show yourself some grace and some compassion, right? And do what you're capable of doing because you're good enough. Like everything that you desire in your life, anyway, it already desires you. And because you desire it, you will meet it at some point in your life, right? So just continue to doing your inside work, ladies, and you're going to be great. Let's end with this question. How can you say that life coaching, if you're talking to a parent or you're talking to, someone of influence and, they're like, what is it that the Gen Z generation need in order to get to their next level? How can life coaching benefit the Gen Z generation? Coach Sierra.
I'm sorry, you're kind of cutting out. Can you repeat that one time?
Yes. How can the life coaching benefit the Gen Z generation?
I think it will definitely help the chaos we have in our minds, um, because a lot of times that I've noticed, previous generations kind of talk down on us, like we're the little sissy babies or whatever. Um, but I really do think we have been through a lot for being kids, let alone considering we are just now entering adulthood. There has been a lot in the world that has gone on, and I think it will definitely help, like I said, the chaos in our heads because there's a lot more that goes on in people's minds and behind closed doors that nobody knows about. Um, so, yeah, just self regulation, if you will.
Yes, yes, I totally agree. Life coaching will also it will help with the self regulation of their emotions and just really trying to figure out how to connect all that together. The thought pattern, the emotions, and the behavior. So thank you for that, Coach Sierra. What about you, Coach Ty? How can life coaching benefit the Gen Z generation?
Um, I just kind of want to piggyback, like, kind of off of what Coach Sierra said about just self preservation and just realizing as teens or just the Gen Z era as a whole, we don't know everything, and yeah, I feel like just having that thought, like with life coaching, is just like I feel like that can help them. Like once they realize that, that'll help them become more considerate to take that information in from maybe life coaches like us because we are Gen Z too. So maybe they'll be helpful for them to take that consideration into thinking different or changing, not changing their ways, but going different ways about going how they act, if that makes
Mhm.
sense, just by taking the information from us because we are Gen Z life coaches, and just help them guide them in an not an easier direction, but in a direction through an easier process.
That's so good. Look at her. So basically, what she's saying is she's hiring. Okay, did y'all hear that? She is open for coaching. Parents, those of you who may need a coach for your Gen Z baby that's in the household, Coach Harmone, how would you say that life coaching will help the Gen Z generation?
I feel like Generation Z as a whole is quite a transition era
Mm-hmm.
from the previous generations were focused on largely on the physical on this physical world, but now with the bombardment of technology, we're going inward, we're going invisible, and we're facing challenges that previously aren't well considered important or valid, and there's lots of pressure on all sides because of the technology and the information we're expected to, or at least there's that feeling of there's this expectation us to get to know everything that's going on in the world right now, and that's such a huge pressure. So just life coaching as a form of mindfulness,
Mm,
yeah, mindfulness is the first step, just so
that
we
is
can um don't stray away too much from our own sane, safe mental spaces.
That is so. Did y'all hear that? I mean, I think she summed it up for all of us. It's really the awareness of mindfulness, and it's so easy for the Gen Z generation to, like she said, get ghosts, to just to be in our own world. And so life coaching will really help them stay connected, help them stay connected with society and with what's going on with them internally. Thank you so much. Ladies, y'all have been so wonderful. When I thought about, my next episode, you all came to my heart, and I was like, the world deserves to hear Coach Ciara, Coach Harmone, Coach Ty, our youngest life coaches in the Global Life Coach Training and Entrepreneur Institute. Really quick, how, if those of you who want to be found, how can they find you? If you want to share it really quick, just go. Whoever wants to go first.
Y'all can follow
It's
me on Instagram at it's Ty IITZ dot Ty TY. Yeah, do that. Sorry.
I'm
I'm sorry, Coach Sierra.
That's okay. I'm, I'm at coaching with Sierra _ That's it.
Okay, awesome.
I guess you can reach me at my Gmail. It is hfrubantemarquez@gmail.com.
Awesome. And if you didn't get that, just go back and watch the replay, because let me tell you, connecting with them is what you want to do, especially if you just want some inspiration, because they are great inspirational leaders. I really, really appreciate y'all. So this has brought us to the end of our show. Thank you everyone who have been supporting us week after week after week. We have many more shows to come. And I want to end with two things. We're going to end first with my closing. And then after my closing, I want to invite you all to our first conference that is coming up November 17th through the 20th. So after my closing, you'll be able to explore the video. And if you're interested, what we're asking is that you get on our wait list, because when the 15th come, we won't have a wait list anymore, and you won't be able to get a discount. You'll be paying full price for the conference, but it is the conference that you don't want to miss. So it's our Leading with Love conference 2022. It's very boutique stylish, and it's all about your next level leadership. So make sure you stay tuned in so you can catch that the video. So, are you a leader and you're looking for an online community to be a part of? Join our Facebook group. Go join our Facebook group. 1 million life coaches around the globe. Just type that in. And if you are ready to take your life to the next level and you feel like you are a pretty good person in your heart, I offer all heart centered leaders to explore GICE Life Coach Certification for Leaders. Our I Care Heart model and course was designed just for you, to teach you how to discover your inner coach at all times. So if you're feeling burnt out, and you feel like there are more opportunities, there's more capacity for you to expand beyond, any fears or judgment or even rejection of others, then I challenge you to come and be a part of our community, whether it's on 1 million life coaches around the globe, or to take our life coach certification. Our mission is to have 1 million life coaches leading with love, with one representing at least one in 195 countries, and we're well on our way. So is it possible for you? I always say anything is possible for you on every area of your life. You may be thriving in your professional life, but you may still need some inside work done so you can continue to propel to your next level, because your next level can be as high as you want it to be. So is it possible for you? Just shake your head yes and say, yes, it's possible. So explore our website. The website should be up on the screen right now, and contact us there, or contact us on 1 Million Life Coaches Around the Globe, which is our Facebook community. And we will see you next week for another episode. We're going to close out with our video, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.